everyone, welcome back to my channel. I want to talk about, this is the full story that I was talking about on TikTok. At the time I helped the police department take down, I would say a criminal, but this person had severe mental health challenge, mental health issues, but he was just beating up everybody. He was beating up managers, he beat up people at work. In fact, the director of the company, he bit her full-fledged with all her teeth right here in her arm, and he would not let go. So usually the standard is, if you do what's called MET, the only thing you can ultimately do is put pressure on the jaws and on the side to open the mouth or the mandible. But his teeth were so strong, and something about disability people, what they don't make up in intelligence, they make up in strength under crisis. I swear they are the strongest people. But anyway, he bit her so hard that two people was trying to unloosen his grip from her arm, and it didn't work. So I told the manager, I have a method that worked, but it's not condoned, And she was like, yeah, please. And basically what it was underneath this point right here, if you put pressure underneath your nose, it hurts very much. So I put pressure with my index finger, and I put pressure on the side, and that ultimately opened it up. So I got the grip, I got her away from him, but he was still reaching out for him, and unfortunately, the people I had, it just wasn't strong enough. And I'm not saying this not to be sexist or whatever, but two ladies that was under 150 pounds trying to take down 235-pound man, you're going to need some skills, and you're going to need some muscles. So unfortunately, of course, we had none of that. So basically, I was like, okay, how can I take him? So he was basically in a turtle position. So I came behind him, put pressure on his hips from the back, and I ended across his leg from the back to take away his foundation to stand up. And then I was in like a closed guard, a full mount, but on his back. And my knees were up against his elbows, so he couldn't come down with it. And I held him there for it had to be about 9 minutes till the police department got there. And then the police guy was like, hey, what's going on? And of course this person said, I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna kill your whole family. And he was trying to spit at the police officer. So they were trying to figure out, okay, how do we handle this? Because what a lot of people don't tell you, cops don't really know a lot about working with mental health. They know about criminals, but when it comes to mental health, they really are not as trained as they should when it comes with people with severe disability. So I basically held him in position for, until they got there. Then eventually they got a hold of his legs, and he started kicking. So they handcuffed him from the back, and he started kicking. So I put pressure on his feet, and they cuffed him with his feet. So he was fully cuffed from the hand and from the feet. And then eventually they took him in. And of course, they really couldn't hold him because the general population, they just don't have room for severe mental health people. So they released them, and then they released them under a psychiatric hospital for 72 days. Now, the funny thing about this person was he was so physically demanding and hitting every single person around that his mom was afraid of him. So basically, this person lived alone until he beat up the apartment manager, and the apartment manager kicked him out, or gave him a 60-day notice. That's what it was. So when all this was happening, he was just, just hitting everybody, and nobody could stop him because you can't, necessarily strike him by law. If you work in that field, because they'll mess with your license. But there was no other way. And basically, what I did, it was nothing really big. I just had good pressure, and I had my feet up against his arms, and I held him there. And at that time, I was about getting 255. So, and it was no problem, no issue. He, if you never have been in a wrestling match, it's hard to fight somebody who know what they're doing. So I knew what I was doing. I was a white belt at that time, not like really advanced, but I did at that point. It was about 2 years of jiu-jitsu, and that's my story. How I took him down. So that's a time when my martial arts skill helped the police department. And the funny thing that was kind of cool, the guy said, "Hey, we need police officers. I mean, have you thought about being a police officer?" And I said, "Oh no, I don't have that type of mindset." Shout out to the good police officers that's doing their job. But yeah, that was the time where my martial arts helped the police department. So until next time, keep training.